Hello, welcome back to the road to episode 8, my ongoing series where I chart the road to the release of Star Wars episode 8 in December 2017. It's been a while, it's been about a month since the last video, or at least since I made the last video. And so a fair bit of stuff has happened. We've had some new details about Rogue One, some new pictures from Entertainment Weekly, some really cool stuff. I'll put a couple of them on screen now. Nothing too spectacular. There's one of kind of like a group of stormtroopers that looks really cool. But apart from that, just kind of standard character shots, nothing too revealing. The biggest of which, though, well, not even the picture that they revealed, but Entertainment Weekly, they had interviews with the filmmakers, you know, Gareth Edwards and CEO of Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, talking about Rogue One, and the big news is Darth Vader will be in the film. I say big news, it's kind of what we were all expecting, it's kind of what we'd seen confirmed a couple of months ago with the, you know, the reveal of the, well, not the reveal, the leak of the storybook with Darth Vader, the picture in the background with all the Imperial characters in the new film Rogue One, including Ben Mendelsohn's character of Krennic, I believe. So it seemed a foregone conclusion they were going to put him in the film. It seemed like it was a foregone conclusion anyway. They're going to make a film around the time of A New Hope. They have to put Darth Vader in it, surely. So they kind of, yeah, just very quietly almost just said in Entertainment Weekly, yeah, he's going to be in the film. Yeah, James Earl Jones is coming back to voice him, which is very interesting. I'm wondering how that's going to sound, because you can't really make yourself sound 40 years younger. So is he going to sound the same? I know he's done... I think James Earl Jones has come back to do Darth Vader in Rebels, I think. I'm not too sure about that. Don't hold me to that. You probably know more about that than I do. I haven't even really started the first season of Rebels yet, so I need to catch up on that. But I don't know how he sounds now as Vader. Will it sound the same, you know? But either way, it's great, of course, that they're getting him back. And they probably won't have many opportunities to do that in the future, because, you know, he's getting on a bit. And you know, it's good that they managed to get him and that he's still working and stuff like that and willing to do it. I'm not sure how old he is, but he must be really old at this point, surely, at least in his 70s. So yeah, Vader's going to be in the film. We got some comments here about Vader. Gareth Edwards says, within the rebellion, it's not commonly spoken about, meaning the presence of Vader. Within the Empire, there is the culture of knowing the existence of Darth Vader. There's definitely an underlying feeling that there is a power, a dark power, available to the Empire, and that if you overstep your mark, you will suffer the consequences. Kiri Hart, who is Lucasfilm's chief of story development, says, Vader doesn't really play by the rules. He's present in their military structure, but he's not beholden to it. He's not accountable to anybody, really, except Palpatine. When Tarkin says to Vader to release him when he's choking that guy, Vader does it, but it's not because he has to. He's just willing to give Tarkin one in that moment. That's part of what makes the reveal of the Emperor, even in the hologram in Episode 5, so cool, because you're like, oh wow, here's the guy that Vader literally bends his knee to. What's that all about? And that's a good point, because I remember when I watched Empire Strikes Back for the first time, I was like, holy shit, there's someone above Darth Vader? You know, you just kind of almost take it for granted, or you just kind of... assume that Vader is the big bad, or he is the big bad in the galaxy, but you assume he's the top dog. And in Empire Strikes Back, you find out that's not the case. So I'm assuming with this Krennic character played by Ben Mendelsohn, there'll be some kind of you know, power play going on there. I'm assuming, you know, with him trying to be maybe the top dog in the Empire underneath the Emperor, maybe, or underneath Tarkin. I don't know. There's many layers to it that, you know, don't seem so apparent in what they're saying in these interviews. They're giving away little hints and things like that, but nothing too specific. Gareth Edwards said that his first experience with Vader was on set. Was in the fall of 2014 during a test shoot on the Starkiller base of the Force Awakens, which sounds really cool to me that they got Vader on the Starkiller base. He says he's got more in common with lighting a car than a person, so he wanted to get it exactly right. And that's another thing. I imagine that lighting Vader is really, really hard, considering the, you know, the helmet and everything, the shiny finish on it and everything. He said, we had the breathing sound just to inspire everyone there. I just got massive goosebumps. I was so nervous to turn around the corner and just see him. You have to pinch yourself, because everyone became children again so easily. You just go straight back to being a 4-year-old like that in a heartbeat. He says that there's all these rules about security on set, but I couldn't help it. I got my phone out and started taking pictures of him and pictures of me with him, because I felt like no one would ever believe that I'd met Darth Vader. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, it's going to be awesome to see him. I did have a comment from Kathleen Kennedy. Maybe I skipped over it accidentally. Kathleen Kennedy says about Vader, he will be in the movie sparingly, but at a key strategic moment he's going to loom large. And that to me sounds like the perfect way to utilize him. You don't want to overdo it. You know, you go back to A New Hope, he's in the film for like, what, 15 minutes? You know, and you never really feel that it's a short appearance, you know, again, and he does kind of loom large over the whole film when he's not there. But to hear that at a key strategic moment he's going to loom large sounds like we're going to get a big badass Darth Vader moment. Now, one thing I want to say is, why did they just announce this in Entertainment Weekly like about a week or two ago, when literally tomorrow, the 15th of July, we're getting a new trailer apparently? And, you know, like, I just think, like, how much cooler would it have been to officially confirm Darth Vader's involvement in the film, like he's an actor, his appearance in the film, than at the end of the trailer you just see him turn around. Well, that'd probably be a bit too cheesy, but just to have maybe the breathing or just a shot of Vader in the trailer, which we probably will see tomorrow, maybe. That would have been such a cooler, like, viral moment, I think, to really make it a special kind of Darth Vader's back. But instead, they're just like an Entertainment Weekly, yeah, he's in the film. Again, it's the Lucasfilm way of doing these things. You know, they didn't make a big fuss over Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher come back. They're like, oh yeah, here's the cast, all the new guys. Yeah, we've got the originals over there. You know, they'll just drop in your lap like that. So, you know, it is what it is, but I would have personally milked it for all it's worth, and tomorrow when the new trailer drops, again, apparently, you know, you just have the Darth Vader reveal, and holy shit, you know, even though you kind of knew he was going to be in it, you know. So there you go. Like, same with Han Solo and Chewbacca in The Force Awakens, the second trailer. You knew they were going to be in the film, but it was still a holy shit moment when you saw them in the trailer for the first time after all these years, so... yeah. And speaking of which, you know, episode 8 news, they are pretty much wrapped. They're kind of wrapped but not wrapped. You know, they've had a wrap party in London, they finished the film, they've done the big celebration, you know, Stormtroopers party, you know, everyone's there taking pictures, having fun. I think Daisy Ridley's caption was wrapped but not wrapped. So they kind of said, hey, we're done with the film, but we're not really done with the film, we're still filming for another couple of weeks. So Mark Hamill said on Twitter that it wraps on Friday, July 22nd. So still a little bit left to go, but they've pretty much finished the film now, which is really cool. Mark Hamill puts Rogue One is sooner, which I found funny. And it is sooner. So Rogue One, you know, this is the road to episode 8, but I have to talk about Rogue One. It is becoming a bigger thing now, and I'm starting to feel the hype building up a little bit more for it, and getting excited about it. I'm looking forward to the trailer tomorrow, which hopefully will drop. Apparently ABC, I think, some channel in America, tomorrow they're airing the feature-length documentary on The Force Awakens. It was on the Blu-ray. They're airing it on TV, and then after that they're showing a 3-minute Rogue One trailer. The previous one was 2 minutes, so you can only assume it's a new one. Tomorrow is Celebration in London, Celebration Europe, and tomorrow, I think at 4 o'clock UK time, they're having an hour-long panel about Rogue One. Gareth Edwards is there, Kathleen Kennedy's there. You've got to assume they're going to show a trailer. I don't know if they're going to be streaming it live on YouTube like they did with Celebration last year in California. I'm not too sure. If they do, I'll be doing the coverage I did last year, kind of just talking about each day and the panels and the news and things like that. There's some Star Wars Battlefront stuff coming on Saturday, which I'm really looking forward to as well. And yeah, Rogue One, I'm looking forward to seeing a new trailer. I'm looking forward to maybe being more wowed than I was with the last trailer. Anything else to really mention? Some stuff. Rian Johnson's confirmed that Episode 8 will be shot on 35mm film, anamorphic with some Alexa and also some IMAX, which is really cool. The Lego Force Awakens game came out. It's been and gone. People have been playing it. I've seen a bit of it. It looks pretty cool. Not quite my style of game. I might pick it up when it's cheaper. But let me know if you've been playing it, what you think about it. It's interesting that they got like almost all the cast back. Like Harrison Ford, I think, does his first ever video game voiceover. And that alone makes me kind of want to get it. It seems like fun, but I don't know about all the Lego stuff. I don't know. But let me know what you think if you played it so far. And finally, just a tiny little bit of news. Not even news really, but Ewan McGregor made another comment about doing an Obi-Wan film. He says, I like the films that I made with George Lucas and I'm happy to be a part of the legend of it all, but that's it with me. I don't really understand the fanaticism about it. I'm asked by everybody all the time, would you do another one? And I've said, yeah, I'd be happy to. Because I think there's a film between episode 3 and 4, which is when Alec Guinness is in the desert. But I've been asked about it so much now that I'm being criticised for trying to persuade Disney to make this movie. I only respond to people who ask me about it, and now it looks like I'm sort of looking for work, which is humiliating. I couldn't care less if it happens, but when Star Wars people ask me if I would do it, the answer is yes, so that's how I feel about it. And I understand that the frustration there totally. It still seems like he's up for it, obviously, but he's not really like, this has to happen, you know, he just thinks like it would be cool to do so. And that's something that I would love to see. You know, I've said it before, I'll say it again, so it'd be cool to see it happen, but yeah, with people going on about it all the time and him saying that he'd like to do it, maybe it does seem to Disney like he's pushing for it, and then that works against him. I don't know. Anyway, trailer tomorrow. I will be making a video tomorrow if the trailer drops, doing a reaction. I didn't do a reaction for the first Rogue One trailer, but I will be doing one for this one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.